when I went to my first Bahai gatherings, the amount of integration was quite stunning, and so it kind of hit me in a couple of different ways. I mean, like, I was not used to seeing religion like that. My religious experience was pretty much, or at least my worship experience was pretty much confined to worship in the black church, particularly where I was introduced to the faith, which was Durham, North Carolina. Very, very diverse, very active community, still have phenomenal relationships with people that are still there. Worship is an intimate act. It's not just, you go, you say a couple of prayers and you leave, but you're really opening your spirit and heart to have an encounter with the divine in the presence of other people. So that's not a small feat to allow yourself to pray and be with people like that. And particularly with people who may not pray like you, may chant or sing in a different language, which was not an experience that I was used to, that are a different skin color than you. The other thing about it, I think, was, I loved reading these passages about the eradication of racial prejudice and the roles that people have to play in getting rid of racism in the world. I thought that, okay, if Baha'u'llah can get white people to do what they're supposed to do, then he truly is the manifestation of God for this age. And people often ask me, and it's funny because people often ask me, how did you feel when you first heard about, the destiny of black people in the Baha'i faith, and, Baha'u'llah referring to black people or people of African descent as the pupil of the eye through which the light of the Spirit shineth forth. There have been black writers and philosophers and theologians that have talked about the destiny of black Americans across time. I think about W.E.B. Du Bois, who said that black people were blessed with a second sight because of their historical experience of slavery and oppression, or the social theorist and Hubert Harrison that said that black people were the touchstone of the American democratic ideal. He said that if you wanted to know if American democracy was true, then you had to ask black folk. And it's much like when you think about the canary in the coal mine. So that Baha'u'llah had said this was something that resonated with me because I had heard these other people say it in regards to black people. What was impressive to me was that it was scripture, which meant that it was not only to be believed by black people, but that it needed to be believed and adhered to by the broader community of people that were not referred to as that. And so what I was looking for was to see and witness the transformation that the teachings of Baha'u'llah could elicit in non-black people. And if they were willing to throw themselves into that, into that incubator and allow themselves to be transformed and moved, and for them to see black people as the pupil of the eye and not just black people see themselves as that. That, to me, would really go far to prove to me the efficacy of Baha'u'llah's teachings. And I did see people embrace that teaching. Now, that's not to say we have everything, everything's A-okay right now. But that is to say, and that might be because of the people that I choose to have these conversations with, you know, they seem to want to dig in a little bit deeper than the average. But that was what I found to be, you know, when I think about the importance of having these integrated communities, that's what was kind of most impressive about it to me. Traveling down